Alright guys, I got a day off today, so we're finally going to be lowering the SC. I got some Rev 9 coilovers. From what I've heard, they're your best bang for your buck. They're still eBay coilovers, but they're still a decent enough coilovers. From what I've heard, people have been saying they're about the same quality as BC. So let's get started by jacking up the car. Alright, so I watched a few videos on how to remove and install these. I'll link his video in the description down below. His name is Skoops. I don't even know if he's posted on YouTube for a few years now, but from his video, he removed the sway bar end link, the 3 bolts on top, and then you have 1 bolt actually holding a strut in down here. And it looks like you'll actually have to remove the bottom sway bar link also. So put a little bit of PB luster on each one of these bolts, make sure they're nice and lubricated, that way I don't snap anything, because from what I've heard, these strip out really easily, especially these, because you have to have an Allen wrench on the end of that. Make sure that focuses in. Maybe. Kinda. So you'll have to have an Allen wrench on the end of these. Well, good news and bad news, guys. I got it somewhat loose. I also stripped the shit out of the Allen wrench. Yep, that's super stripped. Well, I'll figure that out here in a second. Alright, now that I have the top one off, I'm gonna go cut off the other one. But don't worry guys, I do have new parts. So, yep, gonna finish that up and then I'll get on working on the strut. I'm gonna get this bolt out. I'm gonna go up top and get the 3 on top out. That bolt back here, it's gonna be a 19 on both sides. It's gonna be a bitch to get off. Got a 1/2 inch on this side with a cheater pipe, and then I have my other side, since I don't have another 1/2 inch, nor can I find my breaker bar. I have a 19mm wrench with a 20mm on the other side. Do not do this. That wrench could fly off any second, hit me. It's actually. Alright, now take the top ones off. All 3 of those are going to be 14mm, so I'm going to go and break them with a wrench and then continue on with a ratchet. Should be able to just get a punch there and then just hammer that pin out, and then that should drop, and then I should be able to pull it out. Okay, now that that's pinned out, you should have enough movement downwards to be able to move these. Let me get you guys in position here. To move these out of the way, enough for you to take the strut out from the bottom and pull it straight out. Alright, I finally got the old strut out. Here's the new coilover right next to it. You'll actually have to take off the bracket along with the tie rod end in order to get that out and get enough movement downwards. They don't show that in the video. I'm going to tag it on the description. Excuse me. But the 2 bolts holding it in place there are 2 14mm bolts. You'll have to kind of wiggle your way around it. But once you get that off, it'll come right out. So I'm gonna get this I'm gonna put the bracket on this first and then put that back in, and we should be good. Okay, then we're gonna put it back in. I'm gonna put it in from the top there and bring it down. I will need another jack to push the control arm up. I did put the bracket back in at first because it'll make it a lot easier. I'm gonna go get a scissor jack to lift this up, but first I'm gonna put the top part in first, bring this up, and then put the bolt through the bottom there. Alright guys, so this is way too low right now. I just have it in to get the nut in. Sorry, the bolt in. It took me a bit to get it all lined up. I have a jack underneath it, and I've just been lowering it till it went up there. That is way too low, so I'm definitely going to have to back this off a lot. So to lower it, you want to make sure this one here is tight. You get your spanner wrench, and you twist this top one. I think you twist it to the left to lower it. Make sure this is spinning too. These threads want to go, or this threads want to go into here. That's how you're going to lower it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up and try to get them mocked up. All right guys, I got this side in. Car's all tilted because I'm working on the other side, but I managed to get the right height set well enough to where when it settles, it'll lower down a ½ inch. I will show you guys the right height here in a second after I'm done with the other side, but I just want to do a quick update over here. So I rounded the, don't ignore that for now. I rounded the bolt off holding the bracket off over here, but I took the front one out, but I couldn't get the back one off, so I couldn't get the strut out. So I just resorted to cutting it in half because I'm not gonna be using them anymore, and I think they're shot, honestly. But luckily now, all I gotta do is take out this top bolt, and this should just come right out. And that's the inside of a strut. If you guys have never seen that, but that's junk. Over there with this other half. All right, time to put the new one on, and I'm gonna clean up all this hydraulic fluid. Yeah, I need some brake clean. All right, so I got the passenger front installed. I kind of just guesstimated what the other side was. I'm gonna go like an inch too low on this side, because if you look over here, I'm an inch too high. That still needs to be done. And this one is done. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on the other side then. Okay, so in order to do the back, same process as the front. I'm gonna cut the sway bar link up there and down at the bottom. That's gonna make the sway bar link go up enough to where we can get this strut out. Gonna take the bottom bolt out there, and then take the, there's actually 6 bolts here because that's a cover. Take these 3 bolts off, take off that chrome cover piece, and there's 3 more bolts underneath it. So we'll take that off. Luckily for the back, there is actually enough room to where you can push down on this hard enough to make this all come out without having to cut anything or take any brackets off. So the SC is completely lowered now. She looks so much more different. This looks great. I'm gonna go way lower for border lines. This is just here so I can drive around in town. I'm gonna bring it down a lot more. Got a fender roller coming in so I can get the fenders rolled up, so that way I'm not hitting the tire if I do go lower. The rear ones came out great. Like that's some good fitment right there. I'm definitely gonna go a little lower just for the event, but after the event I'm gonna raise it up. Now she's looking so much better. I'll post a quick video of just a little walk around, you know, music, you know, all that.